Terrasite. The fourth fire of civilization. The discovery of this revolutionary energy source excited the entire world. Through repeated fierce competitions and raving wars, Terrasite revolutionized science and technology. Humanity was becoming great beings, just like the gods their ancestors had served. Now, they were able to control the weather and gravitation in space. Earth was violated by her insatiable inhabitants. A few scientists warned them of the doom that their greed would bring about, but it was not listened to. Eventually, her smoldering resentment flared up. Cracked lands gushed out flames, and darkened skies poured out storms. Facing the surge of destruction, people cried out like babies in stark terror. Right on the brink of collapse, fortunately, they recalled the traces of civilization still intact in space. After going through many sacrifices, they made it there. The structures of the Earth's orbit, originally designed for warfare, became a haven for mankind. The involuntary immigrants called their unfamiliar homes Orbis. Through generations of strenuous efforts, they had fully adapted themselves to living in the extraterrestrial margins. The fear of the sudden end seemed to be forgotten in their memories along with Earth. Before long, however, mankind could not help but remind themselves of their home planet. Having failed to find an alternative resource to Terrasite, humanity was being driven to energy depletion. There remained only one choice, and that was to bring Terrasite from Earth. However, it was so obvious that mining Terrasite would repeat the catastrophe of the past. Therefore, Orbis put the names on the list of volunteers for this dangerous journey. The names of outcasts, like you. Expect entry interface in 10 minutes. Brace for impact. We sincerely wish you return to Orbis safely. Of course, with Terrasite.
Please enter a name for you to use in the game. Between 6 and 16. Oh, come on. Tran. That's... I want to... What, Tran space? That work? I don't know. I feel ridiculous. Like, that is my name. That's my actual real life name. And it's only 4 letters. No. Alright. It contains characters or spaces that aren't allowed. Alright. Alright, well, we'll Tran because the name of the game is Dysterra. And Terra is just another word for Earth, so yeah, we'll go Tran. Oh, I thought it said Korea, it's cacao. Is that how you say it? Cacao? If it is the name of another person with the intent to impersonate that person. I mean, Tran is a really common name. I'm not impersonating someone else. So. Wait, did it say will not... Wait, what? Kakao Games deems it unacceptable by community standards. Users additionally agree that their usernames will not contain your real name. Really? But you're telling me this now after I've already made my name? And I don't believe you can change your name, so that's fine. This is the notice settings. Alright, this is what I've set it to. So some of these things I've set to something slightly different than default. So for example, the quick slot was equal, but that kind of means that you can't really easily reach that with your left hand if you're on WASD. So I try to keep everything on the left side of the keyboard if possible. I'll do single player. Alright, so a couple things. I've deliberated this quite a bit. And I want to raise this all the way up to the maximum of 10 gathering capacity. But I still also want to demonstrate how much normally takes place in the game. So we'll compromise and we'll change this to 5. The default is 1, 10 is max. One of the reasons is I don't want to spend 10 times longer staring at rocks. It's not like it's a challenge or anything. It's just, that is not good footage for you. A resource regen, we'll leave that alone. Max health, we'll leave that alone. Time speed, I mean, realistically, I would like it to be real to Earth time, but whatever. World lifespan. So I created a test run to time it, and the 1 hour that I sampled, it lasted 136.5 real world seconds. So that tells me that each game day is 54.6 minutes. So each day should be worth about an episode's worth of footage. So we're gonna go ahead and take this down and lower it down to 24. The reason I picked 24 is because there are 24 weeks in that 168 days. We're just gonna nerf that a bit. That should help compromise with the fact that I have gathering capacity. So win or lose, or however you want to phrase it, this will be my limit. There are certain events in the game that can increase this limit, and if I get that far, I guess we'll cover that. Terrifier countdown, I guess that's Apocalypse. Don't know much about it. Haven't seen videos on like anybody getting to the Terrifier part because they probably have 168 days to go through. So we'll probably see this earlier if I'm able to play the demo that long. I don't know if the demo will disappear at any point. See here, we've got PvE damage. We'll leave all of this other stuff alone. So the only things we really have adjusted are the world lifespan to be shorter and gathering capacity to be increased. All right. Currently in this early access build, you cannot create a female character, but it looks like they have that in the works in the future. We're gonna go with the standard type A face. Skin color, we'll just change it just slightly so it's not so totally default. As for hair, I guess we'll just go with this one. One thing that I had learned in an art class is to try to avoid straight up white and black colors. Now, this is not a totally black color, but we're gonna go ahead and take a little bit of a cue from that and make it slightly blue. And I understand that's also kind of anime-ish, but I think the reason why those kind of cartoons do that is because all of our hair is black, so it makes it a little bit more diverse, different to look at, personalized if we would. All right, as for arms, the arms themselves are kind of cool in that each paint is substantially different. Well, I mean, like this red would be a lot like this blue. However, they're not all like that. If we compare like this green, it's suddenly changed, or this purple. I guess it is a lot like the green. I mean, kind of. I mean, the text is a lot different. We will go with blue, however. All right, that looks like everything I can set. So this machine arm is kind of the crux of the game. Kind of reminds me a lot about the game Pamela, which is also on this channel. All right, we will go ahead and go through the tutorial, which is also called the mission guide.
Hey, can you hear me? I'm so glad you're alive. I thought you might be dead since you were just lying there. I am Vanessa Holden, one of the pioneers. We help outcasts like you. I'm sure Orbis coerced you into mining terracite and bringing it back, right? Don't worry, I'm not a watchdog sent by Orbis authorities. You'll soon find out why we're trying to help you. Just focus on learning how to survive for now. Regardless of whether you choose to stay on Earth or go back to Orbis, you have to stay alive first. Use the moving keys to move around. You can use the directional keys and the sprint key together to sprint. Looks like you got hurt from the impact of landing. You should see a bandage in one of the quick slots at the bottom of the screen. Press the number of the quick slot with the bandage to recover some health. Do you see the green indicator blinking in the lower left corner of the screen? It means that your machine arm is low on energy. Use the battery pack on one of the quick slots to recharge it. Press the number of the quick slot with the battery pack to start recharging your machine arm. If you don't have a battery pack on you, go to an abandoned building nearby. Make sure you don't go to a dangerous area though. Check the danger level displayed on the mini-map in the upper left corner of the screen. If you go to a highly dangerous area, you'll just die right away, so don't try to get adventurous. I know that machine arm must feel awkward, but try to get used to it. Let's try something new. Press Vision Scan to activate Vision Scan. It will help you when you look for something helpful nearby. That vision is a gift from Orbis, just like your machine arm, so put it to good use. While Vision Scan is active, it consumes energy, so make sure not to waste it. Of course, you can use a battery pack again to recharge energy. You should be able to find some canned food in abandoned buildings nearby. You might get attacked by wild beasts or other exiles on the way though. Press the number of the quick slot with a pistol to hold it in your hand. Once you make it to an abandoned building, use the vision scan I told you about earlier to find canned food more easily. Once you find canned food, you can press indirection key to put it in your inventory.
I know I have canned food on me from salvaging the pod. I would like to just leave the pod there eternally and maybe even build a base around it, but the pod just despawns if you don't loot it, so... When I hit 4 to eat it, you eat instantly. It's the yellow bar in the bottom left. We still need to gather cans of beans, however.
An outdated android, a relic you'd only find in a museum back in Orbis. It normally doesn't attack people. Its system must be seriously buggy. Back when we pioneers stayed in this building, it used to help us a lot. This makes me sad.
Let me try turning on the graphics so it doesn't skip or lag so much. I know the beans are right there. I didn't want to interrupt her dialogue by starting the next dialogue. So let's go to options, graphics. Alright, let's see if that helps at all.
Out in the wild, you can gather edible plants like mushrooms. You can also hunt animals and cook their raw meat using a barrel grill or a grill. Did you get all the materials? Press crafting key and select one of the armor pieces marked with an exclamation mark to craft it. I'm sure Orbis has saved a crafting manual on your machine arm.
Craft. We'll just pick this one because it's the most colorful.
You can equip the armor you just crafted by double-clicking on it from the inventory. Death is a part of life here, with no doctors and hospitals. However, if you install a sleeping bag or a bed ahead of time, you can respawn there after dying. Craft a sleeping bag and add it to a quick slot, then install it on the ground. You should pick an obscure spot so mean exiles don't destroy your sleeping bag.
I don't fire until they stood up because they don't seem to take any damage before they've, I guess, fully spawned in. I couldn't craft a sleeping... I don't think I could craft a sleeping bag earlier because I don't think I had unlocked the recipe until she finished talking, so we'll go ahead and craft it now. and we just need to place it on the ground somewhere, and we can always move it later. I don't think I can place it in this ruins because it counts as a, if you compare it to 7 days to die terminology, that's a point of interest, so I can't interfere with that point of interest. It won't let me.
Press Map key and open the map to see the location of your sleeping bag or bed. When you select My Bed from the respawn screen, you'll be respawned at the location of that sleeping bag or bed. However, when you respawn, you'll lose the items you were carrying except for the ones in the secure slots of your inventory. The rest will be dropped at the spot of your death. You have to go back there and retrieve them before someone else takes them. Craft a camo storage box and install it on the ground, storing items in there. Of course, you want to pick a spot where others won't find it.
I know there's upstairs, but it's okay. Oh yeah, apparently I'm too close to that area.
To gather materials so you can branch out, you need to explore further. However, that would also increase your chance of getting hurt. The healing protocol instantly restores your health. Crafting healing protocols using a workbench can save you some materials. If you need more crafting materials, look in the abandoned buildings. Equip the crafted protocol on the lower left part of the character window. The equipped protocol will be automatically added to a quick slot in the lower right corner of the screen. Then, you can use it by pressing its exclusive quick slot. You need materials to craft a new firearm. I think you'll need to fight a combat robot, so make sure you get some ammunition, food, and medical supplies before you leave. The machine arm saves the experience you gain as you try to survive. When the experience points reach a certain level, you can upgrade your machine arm. Press the skill key and upgrade something.
Unlike a lot of modern games, there isn't a clear quest objective marker on the map. What I mean is, I have to find and defeat any random 3 Orbis assault bots. It doesn't have like this glowing marker that I need to just run to at the moment. Those do exist in the game, but at this time, whether it's because it's early access or because they're going for a more sandbox feel, you just have to stumble across one. Let's go ahead and look at our skill points. Let me think here. We'll go with resources. How do I do? Okay, there it is. That way, so the way this skill tree works is if I want a big bag, which is more inventory space, I would need to unlock any one of these 3. I don't need to unlock all of these 3. So I can now get Fast Gathering Terracite next, and then I can get Big Bag. Take a look at our map real quick. There are 2 different factions of the game, the green robots and the red humans. I will need to find these green assault bots, or Orbis assault bots. I'm not sure if that's where I need to find them, or I need to find them inside the little towns we've been searching. that yellow pillar of light is my marker that I've set. You know, we'll try checking a town first before I start heading off into danger land. Here, we started somewhere in this region. Oh, what's that big building? Let's check that. The one thing in the current version of the game is I can right-click this, enable auto-eating. That's pretty cool. I can craft more bullets, and I probably should. It's just, if I wait till I get a workbench somewhere, I get double the bullets. However, I already have multiple, a multiplier on my loot, so let's just go ahead and make 10 stacks of ammo. So on the right it says light ammo 10, that's how many stacks of ammo I'm creating, every stack being 15. With a workbench, every stack will be 30. There is fall damage, but a careful player will mitigate most of it on a mediocre fall. So I will need stone to build our first base. I just don't want to build it right now because this is as far away from anything useful that you can get. I kind of want to build it more inland. So I'm curious what this giant structure is on the map. I believe the map is completely the same in this version of the game. If you were to download the demo, which you can do right now, at the time of this posting, that is. I don't know if the demo will be temporary. So these are the bots now. Not I've gotten close enough, it's just showing indications of what I assume is my objective. But anyways, yeah, the demo is currently live. Not sure if this is on a permanent basis or if it's just temporary.
Orbis assault bots are some of the weaker combat robots out there. Still, they can pose a threat if they gang up on you as a group.
Now, it doesn't normally let you track the bots like that. I just happen to know that was about to show up because the objective marker indicated them. But normally the bots and stuff will probably just attack you before you realize they're there. Unless you're listening very carefully. Trying to do the Shift F command.
You can get materials for an assault rifle from robots. Kill more of these robots and craft an assault rifle. Since assault rifles take light ammo, just like pistols, you can use it right away.
Alright, so normally when making a weapon, you'll want to just wait until you have a workbench, because the durability of your weapon will be lesser for crafting in your hands. We'll go and craft one now, though. How's my inventory looking? Yeah, I kind of figured it'd be pretty full. Let's go ahead and discard that. Let's go and discard that. But equip these.
Now it's time for you to build a shelter for yourself. You can find the materials you need from the resources around you. If you have found a place, let's get started with constructing your home. First, build a foundation. Press and hold the construction key until you see a ring of options. While still holding the construction key, move the mouse cursor to the building part you want to build. Then release the construction key to start building that part. Select the foundation, and the area where you can build it will be indicated in the
Alright, this building is now mine. I mean, they'll respawn in a few minutes, but whatever. I don't like that. Like, I'd be okay with if loot never respawned, but I'd be much happier if enemies never respawned. Okay, let's just look. Once I finish grabbing the stuff in this house, we'll go ahead and head on out to prepare our base now that the game has given us the, not permission, but the objective of doing so. Okay, I want to kind of go in an easterly direction. Take a look. Say here. Oh, that's me eating. Auto eating, apparently. We'll say I set a base maybe here. It is close to the enemy, and I'll just have to deal with it. But I have this idea, and I don't know if it's gonna work out. Is that the supply pod, or is that just, I don't know. I know that this beam is my marker, but I didn't know what that little flare thing is.
You got a ride. Press interaction key to ride it. Vehicles use up power as they run, so you need to grab vehicle batteries to charge. Press and hold interaction key near the restored vehicle, and select vehicle battery from vehicle management mode. If your vehicle gets damaged from crashes or attacks, you can repair it from the management mode as well. Just remember that you need metal and terracite to repair vehicles. If the vehicle is damaged beyond the point of repairs, it explodes. You can die if that happens, so if you see smoke while riding a vehicle, press interaction key to get off.
Alright, so this is where we'll set up our base. Apologize for all the lag. I guess I'll try turning everything down to lowest graphics for now and see if that helps. Now, there is no pausing in this game, because they really intended for this to be multiplayer. So, like, for example, if I hit escape right now, you'll be able to see the bear still walking in the distance back there. Let's go ahead and turn everything down to low. while nothing's paying attention to me. And hopefully that'll help. Yeah, I have some bear meat. Alright, so this is where we will set up. So, this is the building ring. Foundation helps you kind of snap things together. So, we will want this foundation to be high enough that it's not buried underground at any point. So, for example, let's say I was to build down here. As I were to extend the foundation this way, it would actually be underground. So we'll start on this higher elevation. We'll say like here. Here looks good. And where should we? Perhaps like that. Looks like it's slanted, but it's probably just the ramp. So we'll align it like this. It is in the ground. It's kind of the point of it. Can I seriously not build there? Fine. Alright. Now we have to do all of these things on the left, which is build walls. Start with that. We'll say open a wall like that. Should probably replace that with one of the windows. I mean, it's not like I could really see much. I can rotate it so that with the R button, so that this is facing outside. Things that are facing interior take more damage. So if I were to shoot it from this side, it takes more damage than if I were to shoot it from this side. That's one of the things we want to be aware of. And pop down a door, and we'll...
If you don't want others to barge into your home, set up a password on your door. Hold and press interaction key near the door to set up a password.
Apparently still need one more wall. Okay. I guess we'll just... Are you sure? But, like, I can't put it down here. But I can put it on here.
At first, it was like that for us pioneers too. Still, you need to get used to it if you want to go back to Orbis. Now, work on building the rest of the parts to complete your shelter. Craft a building core. Once you craft it, you can add it to a quick slot and install on a built foundation or a ceiling. The building core also works as a power generator. It can turn anything, including terracite, into electricity. If you have any items you don't need anymore, just stick them into the building core to get rid of them.
Rebuilding the previous thing you had clicked. Building core is almost done. We'll pop it in here and then shut the window. I shouldn't really need any protection considering an enemy's not smart, but I will probably get my base to decay if I don't show up regularly.
You want. Install a crafting bench and use it to make other devices. Then, install the crafting bench you crafted on the built power board.
Okay, workbench. So to assign things to down here, if I want to assign to 5, I just have to hover over it and hit 5. That's good enough.
Keep in mind that most structures that run on electricity must be installed on a The building core generates power by disintegrating anything. Convert any items you don't use into power with the building core. Of course, the crafting bench, and install it in your shelter. Then, when you die, you can respawn on the installed bed. Press interaction key near your crafting bench to use.
I hit K for crafting. Just have this over here. I mean, I don't know. Just don't make me chase down stuff. Killing robots just gives you metal. So, whereas stone, I pretty much have to keep. So this is the maximum capacity we can have, and I can upgrade this. But I'm not 100% sure we'll stay here. I will probably move inland more as time goes on. So we're just kind of keeping this nice and humble base. In the game as respawning.
Or a repair bench, and install them in your shelter. Let's craft a sturdier piece of armor. Open the crafting bench, and craft one of the armor pieces marked with an exclamation mark.
Cool thing is I can select this and then pick what I want to filter by. So if I want to make a helmet, I can do that, or whatever. Might go with something that's just
Powerful weapon and equipment increase your chance of survival to venture out into more dangerous areas. The battle will be tougher, so make sure to get ammo, food, and medical supplies.
I thought it was going to be lower durability. Well, I was almost sure it did, or was going to. Well, let's go ahead and craft a second assault rifle. Because there is a bunch of ammo. Is there anything else I need? No. Better healing protocol.
Doubt. A hidden sniper is after you.
I don't think I should be worried, but anyways, I can sort by that. And leave high said that's it. Nothing was actually sorted. And she says a hidden sniper was after me. That just tells me that a sniper has spawned a loot bag and put in this armor. So I guess this assault rifle is the same. Maybe higher tech weapons start with lower durability then. So these slots here are secure slots. These first 3 slots, yada. Also durability just massively drops across the board for everything you're carrying, even if you're not equipped with it. Go ahead and make a few more storage boxes. Store. Come on, clicking. Alright. I worry too much about clearing out my inventory because I want to keep moving. Nobody wants to sit and watch me mess with my backpack for 3 hours. I don't have any stone on me. Cancel. Things up, your character just won't move for a second. So those dudes with shields will always have an access card. Oh, come on. I switched guns and it's maybe I don't know, whatever. I guess both of them had no ammo. So if we take a look, we'll see that he has this supply-based portal access key. You need to use one of this thing is, I think this is the only fast travel way in the game. So, neither of those were gunslingers, so. Also, you cannot build that close to this area, just like the ruins. See here, I would think about, like, say, making a ramp so I could just aim over this shield. I don't think it will let me, though. Nothing's blocking it, it just doesn't like me. Alright, both guns are loaded? Yes. First gunslinger down. See, I just finished healing, but my character stopped walking, and he stopped walking again. Takes a while before it lets me fire. That's why I just sort of stare at him once I fish out the other gun. Now, there's a lot of stuff I'm passing up that I can loot, but first I'm trying to just kill off enemies so I don't get shot in the back. That might be everyone here. Nope. Someone's... Oh, it's probably a turret. Maybe? Don't see anybody. Fine, whatever. Ow, that really hurt. I can't walk. I don't know why. It only happens when you're crouching, though. I swear I'm trying to move. Also, sometimes the gun does not fire. Your interact key does not work. Like I hit that twice to try to loot that. These are, again, this is not me complaining about it. I'm just basically reporting things to you. I am enjoying the game. Just things that need to be ironed out. Still not sure who's firing at me. It is possible that somebody was firing at me who has spawned in a wall. They can fire out, but you cannot fire in. I understand it's also camouflage enemies and stealth enemies. I get that. That's not necessarily the case right now. I have a 5 times loot bonus, so I get 200 metal out of that. Normally you would get 5 times less than that, so I would have just... That right there was 40 metal. That's why I'm more concerned about holding on to stone than I am metal. And back to the first building we were at. Come on, I'm telling you 100% I am hitting the button on that. I want you to think that I'm really, really bad at the game or anything like that. This is a store right here. It's also a teleporter. If I use my supply access card, I will teleport elsewhere in the map, and I'll kind of demonstrate that later. Let's take a look at this store. If I dump Terracite into it, I can buy things. So I might want, for example, want to buy any of these. I'm not currently carrying any Terracite on me, but that is definitely worth thinking about. It's just going to buy these. Maybe it was the sniper. Maybe. But again, I will 100% guarantee to you that enemies do spawn in walls. I've had that happen to me while I was testing things, and I saw a video of someone who got, I don't know if he got killed by a guy in his wall, but it was definitely shooting at him through the wall. Not enough space because all the storage boxes, so we'll go and cancel that. And I'll sort this more thoroughly later. Everything's fine there. Alright, let's go ahead and move all the greens over. That's it. That's ammo. Take a look how we're doing on this creation stuff. The new rifle's done. Start carrying this around. Let's be a new baby. Right now, we're kind of waiting for the gunslingers to respawn, so it takes them a minute. So I guess I could continue to design my base a little more. Yeah, I can also name these boxes if I were so inclined. These in. Let's see here. It's over here. and name this armor/protocol. Name this weapons/ammo. It's apparently food and meds. That sounds good. I'll take that and that out. Drop it in here, and yeah, it's all nice and organized. How are you guys? Is this? I could create another one of these, but I have to create one for a quest, so we'll just hold off on that before I create my second follow-up gun. By now, I assume the things should have respawn, so we'll go ahead and bring my second gun out. It's a backup weapon. That was me mashing the R button, by the way, so that's as fast as I can interact once I fish the gun out. Let's get some stone. I might be able to just build a ramp over this mountain. Probably not. That's not gonna go over it like a bridge. It's pretty much just gonna allow me to... Let's see here, can I rotate? No. It's pretty much just gonna allow me to jump. That's all it's gonna do. Need to combine it, but I don't know if you're gonna let me. Nope. I think we could try another jump. Okay, so I'm 100% swear, and I'm telling you that I'm hitting spacebar, but that I might be hitting some sort of invisible wall or ceiling or what, but that is not getting me anywhere. I don't like durability stuff. It's obnoxious to me. He hasn't... This one hasn't quite respawned yet, or what? I think he just did.
Kill more soldiers and collect materials to craft firearms and their attachments.
We can find this sniper. Now that marker on the map doesn't 100% guarantee he is right there. It's just kind of his center operating area. I'm still not 100% convinced that was a sniper shooting at me, because you can see, I think you can see his bullets. It would be just my luck if the sniper actually spawned inside the terrain and has been shooting at me. Alright, let's make a compensator. Like this. That's a bear right here stomping around, because I saw it earlier.
Because of an accident during a battle against Hyena soldiers, the Orbis base leaks radiation. You'll need an anti-radiation shot to fight the robots at the base. Craft an anti-radiation shot using the crafting bench. If you have enough resources, you can also craft armor pieces that are resistant to radiation. While the Orbis base has the risk of radiation exposure, it also has many supplies that are needed for survival. That's why the Hyena soldiers fought the Orbis robots too. Prepare enough anti-radiation shots, ammunition, healing protocols, and bandages, then head over to the Orbis base.
I'm going to go and organize my base just a little bit and restart the recording.